Good morning, baseball fans. Big old Buck back here with one of my favorite and fun teams to watch, and that's the Baltimore Orioles. Do these 2025 Orioles have enough starting pitching to carry them this season with the great offense that they have? Losing Corbin Burnes is going to hurt, but let's see if they have enough to make it matter. Also, what are my hot takes for this Orioles team? What card should you be collecting early for... What card should you be investing in early to make tons of stubs on MLB the Show 25? And who are my all-time 3 favorite Baltimore Orioles players? All that and more on this episode of Buck's Baseball Podcast. All right, first up, we're going to go over the starting pitching. Now, they did lose Corbin Burnes. I thought they should have brought him back. I thought they could have used him, but they did bring in Zach Eflin in a trade last summer. They signed Charlie Morton to a free agent deal, and they signed Tomoyuki Sugano from Japan in December. So he's coming over from Japan. So their starting 5 right now sits at Zach Eflin, Grayson Rodriguez, Charlie Morton, Dean Kremer, and Sugano. So what do I think about this pitching staff? Well, I think Zach Eflin is a very good starting pitcher. Is he an ace? I don't think so, but he's a good number 2 pitcher. Grayson Rodriguez could be that ace this year, finally. I mean, I say finally, like he wasn't just drafted in 2018, but it has been a while. He was the 11th pick in the draft, so it is time for him to take that next step forward and be the leader of this staff. Charlie Morton is not a leader of a staff anymore. He is a nice number 4, number 5 pitcher. Dean Kremer, same way, number 4, number 5. And we don't know about Sugano yet, how his pitching style is going to play over here in the United States as compared to Japan. But usually players like this, when they come over, they do have a solid first season, a lot of times before the league, gets used to them. They do have some starting pitching depth on the injured list. They have Kyle Bradish, who had Tommy John surgery in June. They have Trevor Rogers, who has a kneecap subluxation in January, whatever the heck that means. And Tyler Wells has a brace on right now as of June. So I'm guessing he'll be ready for spring, but I don't think he's really the depth they're looking for. Trevor Rogers, Kyle Bradish will be more in line with that. Jorge Mateo also hurt, but he's an offensive player. Now, in the bullpen, they have Felix Bautista, one of the best closers in baseball. Dude is absolutely filthy. They have Andrew Kittredge, who comes over from St. Louis, who pitched amazingly for them last year. I think that's a huge get for their bullpen. Keegan Aiken, very solid. Sir Anthony Dominguez, looking for a bounce-back year, very solid. Yuniero Cano was filthy. Gregory Soto, Cionel Perez, and Albert Suarez. These are some really big arms. The Orioles bullpen is not an issue. Like, the Orioles bullpen is locked down, solid, deep, really good. My issue with their pitching right now is the starting pitching and the depth. Is it going to be enough to help carry this team? That's my biggest question with Baltimore. As far as their offense goes, I got no questions. They got Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Ryan O'Hearn, Tyler O'Neill, who they brought in as a free agent, Colton Cowser, Ryan Mountcastle, Cedric Mullins, Jordan Westbrook, and Jackson Holliday hitting 9th, which I don't think that's going to be where he ends up for the whole year. But for Fangraphs lineup, this offense is disgusting. We're talking about projections for this year. Gunnar Henderson, 6.7 WAR. Rutschman, 4.6 WAR. Ryan O'Hearn, 1.8 WAR. Tyler O'Neill, 2.6 WAR. Colton Cowser, 3 WAR. Mullins, 2.8. Jordan Westbrook, 3.7. Jackson Holliday, 3. And Ryan Mountcastle, 1.3. And then you have Gary Sanchez on the bench, Ramon Urias, Heston Kjerstad, who is going to be an absolute unit. And they signed Ramon Laureano also as depth for the outfield. I don't know if he'll be on the team. He did get a deal, so I would think he would be, but I think Heston Kjerstad should be an everyday player. I'm hoping he gets everyday at-bats. I'm just not sure where he's going to get him. He can play outfield. He can play first base, but those positions are pretty loaded for this team right now. He could also DH some too. They have O'Hearn penciled in there, but I wouldn't be surprised if Heston takes a lot of those at-bats because he's an absolute beast. Even as much as I like O'Hearn, I think Heston's going to get a bulk of the playing time. As deep as they are there, they still have more. Kobe Mayo, third baseman. He's probably going to play in the bigs this year. Where he's going to play, I don't know. They have so much infield depth. Samuel Basallo, another AAA 20-year-old catcher first baseman. He's in the MLB Pipeline's new top 100. Absolute beast at 20 years old. Kobe Mayo's the real deal at 23. I would like to see him make the team, But he's going to be battling Westberg, Mountcastle, and O'Hearn and others for a spot on that 26-man roster. Then you got Enrique Bradfield Jr., another outfielder at AA. Dylan Beavers, another outfielder at AAA who mashes. They have Vance Honeycutt, outfielder, 21 years old at High A. You see the pattern here. Chance McDermott going to be in the bigs, a right-handed pitcher out of the bullpen. They have a lefty out of the a starter, Luis De Leon at High A. Really good stuff. Judd Fabian, another outfielder, 24 at AAA. Probably going to be a player they look to move if they look to add more pitching. If they want to add a starting pitcher through trade, they could 100% do it. Like if they called up the Cardinals and be like, hey, do you want to trade Eric Fetty for such and such and such? They could get a deal done. They could add more starting pitching 100% if they need to and if they want to. My hot takes for the Baltimore Orioles, I just don't think they have enough pitching to be a quality starting pitching staff. They're going to have to add another starter, in my opinion. I think their bullpen has a chance to be top 3 in all of baseball, though. Their bullpen is locked down. I love their bullpen. I know some of their fans aren't as sold on it as I am, I think, sometimes when I read the comments, but I think their bullpen is going to be absolutely locked down. As far as the offense goes, like I said, I think Heston Kjerstad is either going to get a lot of at-bats, and Kobe Mayo is they're going to have to find a place for both of them, or somebody's going to have to go, whether that's Westberg gets traded or Heston gets traded. I don't know why with all this outfield depth they brought in Tyler O'Neill. I love Tyler O'Neill as a former Cardinal, and I hope he kills it there in Baltimore because I would love to see it. But they have so much depth and players that are ready to go, and you don't want players like Heston Kjerstad, Kobe Mayo sitting on the bench and getting their at-bats there. So my hot take is they're going to have to move 1 or 2 of these young players because, yes, injuries happen, but they have so much depth and quality depth that needs at-bats. As far as the team goes, this is my hot take. I think they're 3rd place in the American League East. I have the Yankees ahead of them and the Red Sox ahead of them. I do think they're better than Toronto and Tampa Bay, but I'm just not sure they are good enough right now with the starting pitching staff to beat Boston and New York. That doesn't mean they're not going to make the postseason. I 100% think they're going to be the postseason. I think the AL East is going to get at least 3 teams. So I expect them to be in the postseason. I just feel like Boston took another step this off season, and I think they're better, and I think the Yankees are definitely better. All right, as far as one player you should invest in MLB The Show 25 when the game comes out, 1,000% Heston Kjerstad. I would also throw Kobe Mayo on that if he is, in fact, in the game. I know he has a rookie card in 2025 tops, so there's a chance he could be in the game. But Heston Kjerstad, 100%, going to start bronze. I would be buying him up like crazy, especially if he's super cheap at the beginning of the year, because he's going to get at bats, whether it's in Baltimore or they move him somewhere for some pitching, and his bat is electric. So Heston Kjerstad, 1A, Kobe Mayo, 1B, some definite stub-making studs in this lineup. As far as my 3 favorite Orioles all-time goes, number 3, Mike Mussina, Hall of Famer, absolute stud, 270 career wins. He had 3.68 ERA, a 1.19 whip in his career. He struck out almost 3,000 batters. He was an absolute ace for a long time. He didn't play for Baltimore alone. He also played for the Yankees, boo, but most of his time was in Baltimore. He was a lot of fun to watch pitch, and when he was on the mound, he commanded respect. He commanded the ball, and he took games over. So Mike Mussina was my 3rd favorite Oriole all-time to watch. Number 2, and Baltimore's been the easiest team to pick out 3 players. They have had a lot of good players in their history sort of come through Baltimore, but they have 3 that just say Baltimore Orioles, and number 2 says Baltimore Orioles to me, and that's Eddie Murray. Another Hall of Famer. He had over 3,000 hits, over 500 home runs. He slugged .835 for his career, and he hit .287 for his career. All this man did was mash the baseball, and his sideburn game is on point. Check that out, right into the mustache. I only dream of being able to pull that off. I can't get this going, right in here. Nah, Eddie Murray had it all, man. Absolute beast with the bat, switch hitter, Baltimore legend, number 2 on my list. One is easy, and I don't know why they don't have a picture of him here on MLB.com. It's kind of weird, but Cal Ripken Jr., another Hall of Famer, over 3,000 hits, 431 home runs, 276 career hitter, 787 OPS, the Iron Man. He still holds and will forever hold the all-time games in a row played. Nobody's ever going to top that. It's the reason he's the Iron Man. And nobody plays like that anymore. Like back in the day, fellow players showed up to play every day. Guys like Cal Ripken and others, they showed up and played every day. His brother's Billy Ripken. Billy did have one thing that was cool, and that was the fuckface card, the Fleer card that he had. But that was pretty much it. Cal Ripken, though, absolute beast. No doubt Hall of Famer. No doubt all-time great shortstop, third baseman, and my favorite Oriole of all time. That's my Baltimore Orioles video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're an Orioles fan, let me know who your all-time favorite Orioles player is. If you don't agree with my predictions with the Orioles team, please let me know in the comment section below. I have no problem with feedback, backlash, whatever. I just want you to respond and let me know what you feel and what you think about my video. If you're not subscribed and you're new here, you just flew in for the Orioles video, make sure to hit the subscribe video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free. Leave a thumbs up. I appreciate it very much. I stream on Twitch. I'm going to be doing multi-streams when MLB the Show 25 launches right here on YouTube, as well as Twitch and TikTok. So make sure to check out all my links in the description of the video below. And until next time, as always, you can catch me right here, same buck time, same buck channel.